Welcome to my channel, Nako Cat.
Mier's Big Berry Adventure. Meet Mier, a tiny ant with a big heart. Mier loved to make new friends and always wanted to help his parents, Anya and Atticus. He was a very cheerful little ant. One sunny morning, Mier watched his parents, Anya and Atticus, busily carrying crumbs and leaves back to their cozy home. I wish I could help more, Mier thought, watching them with admiration. Mier decided he would find something special to bring home. He scurried out of the anthill, his antenna wiggling with excitement. The world outside was so big and full of wonders. Soon, Mier spotted something wonderful. A plump, juicy red berry lay on the path, smelling sweet and delicious. This would be perfect for dinner, he chirped happily. Mier pushed and pulled with all his might. He tugged and strained, but the berry wouldn't budge. It was simply too big and too heavy for one little ant. Mier sighed, feeling a little discouraged. Just then, a friendly voice boomed. "Having trouble there, little friend?" Mier looked up to see Luca, a sturdy beetle with a shiny green shell, lumbering towards him. Luca had a kind smile. Mier explained his predicament. "I want to help my parents, but this berry is too big." Luca listened carefully, then tapped his chin thoughtfully. I think I have an idea," he said. Luca carefully used his strong legs to gently break the big berry into several smaller, manageable pieces. "There you go, Mier," he said. "Now it's much easier to carry." Mier's eyes lit up. He quickly grabbed a piece, and Luca picked up another. Together, the new friends began their journey back to the anthill, each carrying their sweet treasure, chatting happily. When Mier arrived home, Anya and Atticus cheered. Mier proudly presented his berry piece and told them all about his new friend, Luca, and their clever teamwork. Mier had helped his family and made a wonderful new friend. Mier and the Giant Crumb. Deep under the big oak tree lived a bustling colony of tiny ants. Among them was a special ant named Mier. Mier was known for her kind heart and brave spirit. Every morning, Mier and her friends, Pip and Zola, would set out on an important mission to find delicious food for their hungry colony. Their favorite place to explore was Uncle Tom's big, cozy house. One sunny morning, as they ventured into Uncle Tom's kitchen, a wonderful sight greeted them. On the shiny tiled floor sat the biggest, most delicious-looking cookie crumb they had ever seen. "Oh my," whispered Pip. "It's enormous," exclaimed Zola. The crumb was much too big for any one ant, or even two, to carry. They tried pushing, pulling, and wiggling, but the crumb didn't budge. Mier thought hard. Her antennae twitched as she looked at the crumb, then at her friends, and then at the long path back to their nest. "We need a plan," she declared. "We can't carry it whole, but we can break it." Mier showed them how to use their strong jaws to nibble at the edges of the crumb, breaking off smaller, manageable pieces. Pip and Zola quickly joined in, and soon, a pile of perfect little crumb bits lay ready to be carried. Just as they were about to start carrying their treasures, a giant shadow loomed over them. Uncle Tom had spilled a glass of water, and a tiny river was rushing straight towards their crumb pile. "Quick," cried Mier. "Everyone grab a piece and climb onto the table leg." Without hesitation, Mier grabbed the largest piece she could manage and scurried towards the nearest table leg, leading. Pip and Zola, inspired by Mier's bravery, followed close behind, each with their own crumb piece. They carefully navigated the slippery wood, their tiny legs working hard. From the safety of the table, they waited for the water to recede. Once the floor was dry, they carefully descended and continued their journey, a little wet, but full of triumph. Finally, after a long journey, Mier, Pip, and Zola arrived back at their nest, their precious crumb pieces safely delivered. The whole colony cheered. Thanks to Mier's clever thinking and brave leadership, everyone in the colony had a delicious feast. Mier smiled, knowing that working together and being brave made every adventure worthwhile. Mier, the brave ant. In a tiny world lived a brave little ant named Mier. Mier was known for being kind and always ready for an adventure. One sunny morning, Mier felt a rumble in their tummy. Time to find some delicious food, Mier declared, setting off with a determined spirit. Mier walked and walked, past tall blades of grass and tiny pebbles that felt like mountains. The sun warmed Mier's back, but the tummy rumble grew louder. Where could the best food be hiding today? Mier wondered, sniffing the air for any delicious scent. Suddenly, Mier stopped. Ahead, a wide, glistening river flowed, sparkling under the sun. It was too wide to jump across, and the current looked strong. Oh dear, Mier thought. How will I ever get to the other side to find food now? Mier knew that sometimes the best way to solve a big problem was to ask for help. Mier quickly sent out a special ant signal. Soon, two of Mier's friends, Pip and Dot, arrived. "What's wrong, Mier?" asked Pip, tilting their head. "I need to cross this river to find food, but it's too big." Mier explained to Pip and Dot. Dot, always observant, pointed a tiny leg. "Look, Mier, over there." All three ants looked towards where Dot was pointing. Across the river, they saw a large figure. It was a hunter, holding a big stick, aiming it right at a beautiful bird named Chirp, who was perched on a branch. Chirp looked scared. The hunter was about to shoot. Mier's heart pounded. "We have to help Chirp," Mier exclaimed. Pip and Dot nodded bravely. Without a moment of hesitation, the three tiny ants, Mier, Pip, and Dot, began to run as fast as their 6 legs could carry them towards the hunter. They scurried up the hunter's leg, and with all their might, Mier, Pip, and Dot bit the hunter's arm. "Ouch!" cried the hunter, startled, and the stick flew, missing Chirp completely. Chirp quickly flew away to safety. Chirp flew down to the ants, landing gently nearby. "Thank you, brave ants," Chirp chirped happily. "You saved me. How can I ever repay you?" Mier explained their problem. "We need to cross the river to find food." "I can help," Chirp chirped. Chirp found a sturdy fallen branch and some dry leaves. Chirp carefully placed the branch across a narrow part of the river, then arranged the leaves on top. "Hop on," Chirp invited. Mier, Pip, and Dot carefully climbed onto the leafy bridge. With Chirp gently nudging the branch, Mier, Pip, and Dot safely floated across the river. They cheered when their tiny feet touched the ground on the other side. "We made it," exclaimed Pip, doing a little happy dance. Mier, Pip, and Dot thanked Chirp again. Then they continued their search. Soon, they found a feast of crumbs and sweet berries. Mier smiled. Being brave and kind had not only saved a friend, but also led them to the most delicious food. Mier the Brave and his spider friend. Mier the ant was known as Mier the Brave. He was small, but his heart was big. One sunny morning, the ant colony's food stores were low. "I will go find food," Mier declared, puffing out his tiny chest. Mier waved goodbye to his family and set off. He marched past tall blades of grass and tiny pebbles, his antennae twitching, searching for any delicious crumb. The world outside felt huge. Suddenly, a shadow fell over him. Mier looked up and gasped. A giant, 8-legged creature hung above him, spinning a shimmering web. It was a spider. Mier froze, his brave heart doing a little flip-flop. "Hello there, little ant," a soft voice whispered. Mier blinked. The spider didn't look scary at all. "My name is Arania," she said kindly. "Are you lost?" Mier, finding his voice, replied, "No, I'm Mier, and I'm looking for food for my colony." Arania smiled. "Food? You say, I see everything from up here. Just over that big, bumpy rock, there's a picnic blanket with lots of crumbs. Hurry, before the birds find them. Mier's eyes widened. Thank you, Arania. Mier scurried as fast as his 6 legs could carry him. True to Arania's word, beyond the rock was a feast. He quickly gathered a big piece of cake and, with great effort, began pushing it back home. The colony cheered when Mier returned with the delicious cake. He told them all about his new friend, Arania. From then on, whenever Mier needed food, he would look for Arania. One day, Mier found a huge, juicy berry, but it was stuck in a sticky puddle. He pushed and pulled, but it wouldn't budge. Oh dear, he sighed. Just then, Arania appeared. Having trouble, Mier? It's too sticky, Mier explained. Arania thought for a moment. I know, she said. She quickly spun a strong, thin thread from her web and lowered it to Mier. Tie it around the berry and I'll pull. Together, they pulled, and pop, the berry came free. Mier and Arania shared a piece of the sweet berry, chatting happily. Mier the Brave had found not just food, but a wonderful, helpful friend in Arania the Spider.
Thanks for watching.